I don't think I've been single since I started dating for more than a month. I'm usually like, yeah, I'm single and I'm going to be single for forever. And then I meet someone and I'm like, oh, I really like this person. And then we start dating. And then I call my sister, I'm like, I'm surprised this happened, but I started dating somebody again. And she's like, Jessie, welcome to your life. This happens to you all the time. And I'm like, oh, you're right, okay. My name is Jessie Hannes. I'm 25 and I live in Rochester, New York. You can follow me on my website, jessiehannes.com, or on Twitter @JessieHannes. I have been dancing for about 10 years. I do swing dancing. It's a big part of my life. I started when I was 14 and I started with ballroom dancing. I was homeschooled and we were doing this fundraiser event and we learned how to ballroom dance. We made our own dresses and everything, and in our ballroom class they taught us how to swing dance. It was way cooler, so I stuck with that and I've been doing it for 10 years. So I started dancing when I was 14 and I started dating when I was 17 when I had my first relationship. My first boyfriend, I taught him how to dance because I wanted him to be part of this big part of my life. We dated for a few years. I moved away for school. We broke up. He still dances. I started dating a dancer in Chicago, so I tried out the long distance thing for a few months. That didn't work out. We both still dance. Started dating somebody within my own scene, which was in Rochester, and we were both organizers of the local swing dance scene. We taught classes together, sometimes performed together, didn't really compete together. That was my longest relationship. It was 3.5 years. It was a good experience. It wasn't a bad breakup. We're still friends. We still teach together. I am currently dating an international dance instructor who teaches in Europe. He's based in Denver. We've been dating 10 months now, and that's going very well. We're really good at communicating, even though there's the long distance part of it, so we use Skype and email and instant messages, and it's going well. I don't really go on dates. Sometimes there will be a first date, and then we're dating. There's not usually for me, like first date, then you wait a little while, then you have a second date, and then you wait a little while, and then you have a third date, or like maybe you have a date and it doesn't work out. I've never experienced that, and I do think that's kind of weird, and maybe I'm missing out on something. Like, I feel like I don't have any bad date stories because the dates have always turned into a relationship.
I'm pretty sure that what we just heard is Jessie telling everybody, if you can get one date with her, you got a girlfriend. I'm pretty sure that's what you just said.
Well, that's how it's happened. That's how it's happened so far. I tend to have issues being in a relationship bubble where I don't see things outside of, me and this person and everything's perfect. And even though friends and family have sometimes tried to tell me, things aren't really perfect. Maybe this isn't the perfect person for you. I'm like, no, everything's perfect. I'm in the relationship bubble. I've become more aware of, and I try to pop the bubble when I see that it's growing around me. I try to get out of that, and I also try to help other people be aware as to when they are in the relationship bubble. And I'm trying to tell you something and you're not listening because there's this bubble between us. Try to be aware if there's sort of this glossiness between you and other people. I know I have this issue. I tend to be on the jealous side. I tend to know my partner's exes because we're both in the swing dance scene, and sometimes even be friends with them already when we start dating. That has always been difficult for me. I tend to make these exes into terrible people in my head for some reason. I make them out to be bad people that are also better than me. But I've been trying to not do that, and I have gotten a lot better about it. Somehow related to the relationship bubble, because after the relationship ends, I can then see that those people were not bad people at all. I find that I'm often that person for people to help them have a better relationship. People often coming to me for advice and me listening and giving them advice, or me just kind of butting in and trying to make their relationship better. For example, I lived with a couple for a little while. I kind of took on the responsibility of helping the boyfriend of the relationship do some things to make the relationship good and make his girlfriend feel good. I just kind of nudged him along, whether it was like, let's go shopping to get her a gift, or you're going to her recital, did you get her flowers? And then he'd be like, that's a thing? And I'd be like, yes. They're still dating, and I don't live with them anymore, but she came up to me and she was like, Jesse, thank you for always helping him make me happy in the relationship, and those little things that he would always do for me, I realized were always you. He doesn't do those things as much anymore now. So I was like, okay, I'll get back on that. Even though we don't live together, I'll nudge him in the right direction a couple times.
You realize that kind of means that vicariously you are dating a woman.
I like making people happy, whether it's a woman or a man. So, I mean, that sounded weird.
Yeah,